Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Father Fragrance. I'm Tyler, and today we're going to be getting into a full bottle review of a designer fragrance that I like to refer to as a dark blue scent. And that's something I'll discuss a little more once we get into the actual scent profile. Additionally, I would say that this is a fragrance that virtually any man can own and utilize almost any way that he wanted. We'll talk about that versatility a little more as the video goes. So stick around and we'll jump right in. So today's full bottle review, we're going to be looking at this guy right here. This is Coach for Men Eau de Toilette. This is a 2 milliliter bottle, and as you can see here, I'm gonna get nice and close so you can kind of get a little breakdown of what this looks like. We'll talk about presentation first, like we did before. So honestly, super cool bottle. It's very sleek looking, I think. You got this black glass that kind of fades down into the clear. So it has this like lightning effect as you go down. Super cool, I think. You get this little goofy Coach tag. So it's got like a similarity to the designer bags that they make. So I guess it's kind of a staple for them. I only know from what I've seen from my wife and my mother. I'm not obviously a handbag guy, fragrance dude. So, but I think that's kind of what they're going for on that one. There's no cap, just kind of has this top end here, just like this. The atomizer is just this little clicky thing. Again, like I talked about in the previous videos, I like to keep the boxes for the most part, if they're interesting and not taking up room. This box is nothing to write home about. The one that they give for the 2 milliliter bottle, I'm pretty sure it's the same for all of them, is this plain black box that just says Coach across the top. Looks like this. Nothing special, right? So presentation on that end, nothing crazy. You can see at the bottom here, they have kind of that thick glass again, which is always a little bit nice to show that it has a little bit more, we'll call it integrity to the bottle. So if you did drop it, hopefully it's not going to just shatter on any surface from any distance. Obviously don't test that. Don't chuck it against the ground or something crazy or the wall. But just know that there's a little bit of that kind of security factor in there to keep in mind. We'll go ahead and take a shot of this too to show you kind of what the atomizer looks like, and then get into the scent profile after that. All right. Moving right along into our favorite part, that's going to be the scent profile. So let's see what the juice is all about. That's what we're here for, right? All this other stuff's fun, but at the end of the day, what the heck does it smell like? Does it smell good? Does it smell bad? That's what we're looking at, right? So let's take a look. So I got what I always like to shoot on is our little tester strip here. So I'll go ahead and spray some of this first, let you know what I get in kind of the opening, and then discuss what I get in the dry down as I'm talking that through. I'll kind of sniff it a few more times, see what we're looking at, okay? So also, you get a good look at the atomizer here. So let's get in nice and close. Let's get some shots here. So one thing I don't like about this is the atomizer's got this weird clicky cap. I don't know if that's just mine or if that's all of them, but it's kind of weird and it doesn't push a ton out. So the atomizer's not great. Although, man, I can already smell this stuff smells good, dude. I love this opening. It's like super aromatic and fruity kind of. Man, that's good. Wow. Yeah, that's what I get. Almost some spices in there too. I feel like it's like maybe cardamom or something. I'll look over the notes with you guys once we get into it, see what I'm actually smelling here. But that's what I'm picking up, some spices on top of the fruits, like citrusy, kind of juicy fruit, almost like maybe a pear or like something that's, juicy, kind of like that, man. That's good. Dude, I love that. So, super nice, super fresh, immediately appealing and pleasing. Very, very mass appealing smell, right? And that's kind of in line with that blue fragrance scent that I was talking about before. And again, we'll kind of discuss what I mean when I'm saying like I get like a dark blue scent out of it. So let me go ahead and take a look here. And we have, like I said, in the top notes that we got is pear. I guess I kind of get that, like a juicy pear. I'm getting a fruit, but I can't quite tell exactly which one. So that's what they got Bergamot, kumquat. Okay, that I can kind of see. Lavender, I am picking up, and grapefruit. So yeah, like I said, there's like a citrusy, fruity open in there, and that lavender is actually kind of that interesting smell that I'm getting in the opening as well, along with that. And it smells awesome. Middle notes are cardamom, geranium, coriander. That's got some of that spice in there that I was talking about. And I guess there's a little floral. Yeah. And as it's starting to dry down some, it deepens like into, that's why I call it a dark blue scent, is it's much more complex and deep than a normal blue scent. Most blue fragrances are just light, airy, fresh, citrusy, clean. This fragrance has all of that, but it also adds a deeper element, and some of these base notes explain that. Like, this makes sense now. I've actually never looked at the note breakdown. I've just always just liked the way this smelled. So this one, ambergris, suede, amber wood, and Haitian vetiver. Those are definitely showing their heads here in a way that makes this just smell like a more refined blue fragrance. So you're getting, that's why I call it a dark blue. It's just deeper than your normal blue scents. Yeah, guys, this just smells good. Like, it's one of the most slept on designer fragrances I think out there, like in terms of just scent. Like that's good. It almost has like a super masculine, but there's like a almost powdery nature to it as well. That I just love. So anyways, as far as the scent goes, it smells good. This is super mass appealing. Like, you can wear this pretty much anywhere, and I can expect people to give you compliments. I know that's the case because when I wear it, people tell me I smell good, right? So, and you don't always get that. Like, even fragrances that you might love, you're not necessarily going to have people telling you that smell good. This is one of those that definitely gets attention, and they're going to say, hey, that smells really nice. It's a mass appealing fragrance that just, whenever somebody smells it, they're not going to think it smells bad. They might not love it, but they're not going to say that doesn't smell good, right? So in terms of scent profile, this is really, really good. I give it like, man, it's hard to just give something like this a 10 out of 10 because it's not the most complex, but it is more elevated than most blue fragrances. So that's why I got to give this like a 9 out of 10 on scent. Like, it honestly is really good, guys. Really good. As far as where to wear this or when, literally anywhere, anytime, any place, you're going to be just fine with this fragrance, dude. Like, this smells like you can just take this anywhere you want. Nobody's going to be upset with this. It's elevated enough to where you could wear it to formal events, but it's really not so offensive that you couldn't just take this to the gym or to the grocery store or to work or something like that. You know, if you work in a less formal area, and obviously if you work in a more formal environment, an office fragrance, this is fine, right? And we'll talk about the performance of why I believe that's the case for this as well after this. So when and where, anytime, any place, this is as versatile as they get. It's really good. All right, so moving into performance. Performance on this is good. Like, honest to goodness, it's a very fresh scent. And typically one of the things you're worried about when you have these fresh scents is they wear off pretty quick, especially in eau de toilette, right? So it's not the highest concentration out there. Honestly, man, this thing like sticks, at least for me. My bottle, when I use this, I get really, really good longevity out of this. Like, I can smell it on me throughout the day. I don't go nose blind to it. In fact, sometimes it's almost overwhelming because if, you're smelling something all day long in a strong way, it can be a little bit off-putting. And I don't get that with this, but I'm just saying that towards the end of the day, like, my nose sometimes is kind of like, okay, man, I get it. Smells good. You like it. Like, it just keeps coming that same scent, right? So for a freshie, as they call it sometimes, actually crazy longevity. It's impressive. And then projection is good. It's not super loud. I would say it's the sweet spot. It's that level of somebody within a handful of feet will smell me, but it's not going to punch them in the face, right? So I think that it's that sweet spot of in between. So you're going to be in good shape if you stick to your normal sprays, you know, a handful, you know, 4 or 5, whatever like that, in your kind of general like normal places, and you should be good in terms of projection as well. So with that being said, performance wise, this is for a freshie, dude, 10 out of 10, but overall I would say like 8 out of 10. It's pretty awesome. Okay, and lastly, you know, I like to discuss pricing. To me, it is important. It's just like anything else. Like there is a component of bang for your buck that matters, right? Like if a scent smells great, but it's impossibly expensive, who cares? Like only a handful of people are ever going to buy it, and it's just not realistic, right? And on the other hand, if something's really cheap but sucks, like don't waste your money on it. So at some point we got to meet in the middle, right? We're trying to find things that smell good for a reasonable price. And this hits that like perfectly, okay? This is the 2-ounce bottle, like I said. For this, I got it for like, you can get this maybe $30, right? Like it's crazy cheap. This is a designer fragrance, guys. Coach, like this ain't no dupe. This is not like, this is the real deal. From a discounter, you're gonna get this for like $30. It's nuts, right? Like there aren't many fragrances that will compete with this, at least at that price point. I promise you. Not designers anyway. You might find a killer clone or something out there that you love from like Latif Armaf, Afnan, Fragrance World, right? One of those guys. Maybe you might find one that you're like, yeah, that's better. But designers, man, for what this is doing, price is outrageous. Insane. All right, so taking all of that into consideration, what do we think about this thing? I think you can kind of tell where I'm going with this. I love this fragrance. One of my favorite designers maybe ever made, right? It's been out a handful of years now. It's just so good. There's not a time where I'm like, oh, that's not going to work for it, right? You spend almost no money to get it, like relatively speaking, right? And you're getting an amazing fragrance that honestly I think is slept on. Like people know about it in the, you know, especially in the frag community, of course, right? But it's not one of the ones that are super popular, like that everybody and their brother's wearing out there, right? So because of that, you can stick out a little bit with this one, right? You can kind of feel like, hey, I'm not getting something that every single person's got. Taking that all consideration, the way it smells, the way that it performs, the price that you're getting, it's amazing, right? I again struggle to give things 10 out of 10 unless it just wows you, right? So we're gonna go 9 out of 10 sniffs on this thing because it just really is super good. And I don't know if you guys are familiar or not, but or if you know that this is happening, I'm super excited. I'm probably gonna end up trying to get a bottle of it. But this guy's coming out with a new flanker. There's an eau de parfum coming out. And in fact, it might already be out. I know it's a 2025 release, so I haven't really got any information about what people are saying about it in terms of if they've gotten their nose on it, whether it's good or bad. But I'm going to try my best to get a little bit, either a sample of that or a full bottle if it's really, you know, as good as I think it might be, to get an idea what this is like. Because this, like I said, is already fantastic. If they can somehow keep this scent DNA and make it even deeper, right, a little even more refined, then it'll be, I mean, in my opinion, it will be among the biggest, baddest dudes in the game at that point. So let's keep an eye out on that. You let me know if you've heard anything about that, or whether good, bad, in between. Yeah, I would love to know. But getting back to this guy here, like I said, I can't recommend this enough. Like if you even think for a second that this isn't something you would like, I'd be shocked. So if you're interested in this, go smell it. You can find this pretty much anywhere, dude. I'm talking Sephora, Ulta, Dillard, anywhere. Doesn't matter. It's really easy to find. Go smell that. Give it a try. I guarantee you'll like it. And then come back and let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you found this interesting and helpful. If you didn't, I appreciate you sticking around this long to watch. If you got any tips or things that you think that I've left out that you would really like to know about this fragrance, just let me know down in the comments. I'll happily get with you down there and we'll figure out kind of what I can do to make this a little bit better, right? I appreciate it once again. This has been Tyler with Father Fragrance, and I hope to see you next time. Stay smelly, y'all.